Gentlemen, before we start the video with uncomfortable questions and answers, I wanted to let you know that we have an official date for my RVb build. Unfortunately, it won't be in October as I had announced in another video, but it will officially be on March 6th and 7th, 2027. This delay is not due to any problem on my part. But unfortunately, Nakai has decided to reduce the number of builds he does in a year, so we had to postpone everything by a few months. Obviously, the other videos related to the wheels and the progress on my Porsche have also been delayed by a few months. But don't worry, because soon there will be some news still on the RVb theme. You already know all these updates if you follow me on Instagram, so follow me there too. I always update there as soon as I have news, as soon as I know something. And now I'll leave you to the video. Enjoy watching.
Well, good morning in this new second video.
If you're watching this video,
You already watched another video.
same position, same setup.
Different can.
In that case, I invite you to watch the video where we answer questions about the RVb world.
About the path to take for an RVB, about the RVB world, about the event, about how many videos you make because you basically say blah blah blah. But do you find it up here or down below?
Watch it after this one, of course, because this is the video you need to watch.
The puro lento one, puro lento. I call him puro lento.
9 questions you asked me on Instagram.
Inanomicisia inanomi.
How do you say it? Not IMATO. If you want real-time updates, if you want to ask me anonymous questions, follow me on Instagram. Let's start with the questions.
But in every motto,
I don't remember them since they never used the ones I wrote.
Mirko Padoineti.
End of the Fira. How much money?
Already someone who starts like this, or me?
I took the questions literally,
From the fair. This was a question to ask.
which hasn't even started yet. All right, how much money did you really put into this RVb?
Really? No, not like what you write in the videos, 8,030 rays.
I still have to start working on the RVb. I can tell you that the price of an average 964 you see on Auto Scout ranges from 65 to 90,000 euros. I'm talking about a manual Carrera 2, not a Cabrio, not a Carrera 4, not a Tiptronic.
We're talking about a 70,000 euro car.
The rest still has to come. I more or less know the numbers, but I don't want to tell you random numbers now without actually having spent them on the bodywork. I still have to see the official estimate for the paint job.
And all we know is what you saw in the other video. That is what is needed financially to restore the car mechanically and in this case to get it back on the road safely. So to give a more, let's say, detailed answer, since the question is sharp, a specimen like this one, we waited for both the interior and exterior, but I already mentioned it in another video, around the production cost, not the value, but what it costs to make. It's around 170, 180. Because then someone chooses a different rim, someone chooses a different tire, someone chooses not to do the interior, so the price. Let's say that Mirko will be in a range between 150 and 180 more or less, but Mirko, like everyone else, more or less. That's the idea.
They all do the interiors anyway. I saw that I'm not going to focus too much on the interiors because it's something I can do later, after seats like yours. Now you're at about 567.
Because then the raw material for, let's say, the fabric, even just to get the fabric, cost money.
The RVb build is done. The bumpers and wheel arches, the interiors are something you can do or not do. I mean, it's not mandatory to do them. Was there a moment when you thought, okay, maybe I'm making a mistake? Yes.
Always, every single day.
Actually, no.
I'll answer because I have, in quotes, lived through walking that path. So, initially Mirko got the idea, we planted the idea in him, but in my opinion he saw it as a bit too far off, maybe after he started hanging out with us. And also to understand the cost behind it and to realize that it wasn't something so crazy or extreme. Because it's there, so why not? Then the evolution was, I'm getting fired up, and so bam, bam, bam.
Appetite comes with eating. If you hang out in certain circles, you get even more desire. Clearly, if someone lives in Calabria,
It's more difficult.
it's harder for them to feel the urge since they're not around these things every day.
You actually saw 2 of them directly. You saw them being done, and you saw 3, exactly. You saw the whole process. And so, in a way, you got interested. But again, this is something you do just to pass the time.
It's something personal to me, whether others like it or not. I don't care if I make money from this video or not. I don't care, but click. Mainly for passion.
If in our case it could have been, in quotes, the first one, which was born out of passion but still had to be a business card. In your case, it's the car that I want to make.
The customized car. Today, do you build an RVb out of passion? Or does the fact that it makes a lot of noise on social media also weigh heavily?
You could do anything to put on a show. You could take €1,000 Punto and throw it into a ravine after putting wings on it.
But I can build an RVb out of passion, and someone else might build an RVb because they like having a car to post on social media every day.
Like in your case, since you travel a lot, do you travel because you enjoy it or because you need to create content and all that? The answer is exactly in the middle. I travel because it's my passion and I document my passion for those who follow me, just like with the car. It's the same thing.
At first, you travel out of passion, then why not combine it with content? But when content comes before passion, in my opinion, it becomes work and
it loses its
meaning. That's what you see with a lot of creators. Even if it's not about cars, but about anything else, when they move to a higher level, it's no longer about passion.
It's work and business. So you know you have to do that thing because people expect it from you. And so bam, 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 then it loses a bit.
For you who are watching, maybe nothing changes. But I assure you that people now only do things for money.
Of course, we spend it instead.
I do it to lose money, but that's fine. If this build hadn't ended up on YouTube, would you have done it the same way? Or would something have changed? I wouldn't have done it. Maybe. Having the goal of making a series about my personal car is one of the reasons that pushed me to do it.
I'd like to go to Guatemala, but I also go there to talk about it. That's a motivation.
It's one more reason that pushes me to do it better.
But maybe you would have gotten there anyway.
But with Ma, it's like a photo album. I mean, you look at photo albums from 20 years ago, you look at them and you remember this. It's a bit of my own memory, which is personal anyway. Alright, last year's event was great, really beautiful, but in my opinion, €130 is a bit too much. This year it'll cost the same.
Maybe I would have been annoying with the skateboards or flowers. Topic and off-topic questions.
Roll up your sleeves, guys.
So, 90% of those who are watching us right now, whether that's a lot or a few, if they check their pockets, they have a gadget. One of these that costs how much? 1,000?
1,000?
In most cases, out of this 90%, these €1,000 don't earn them anything. Absolutely nothing. Because they don't make videos, they don't do a damn thing. And I even speak badly. If someone, out of passion, and we give them the chance to take part in this passion, wants to spend like they would to go to a concert. The concert for Coldplay, how much does it cost? Okay, well, we're good now. I don't compare artists, but I compare it to the passion of a car enthusiast. Spending, and that's why there were so many people there. Spending that money, and keep in mind that money isn't to pay Nakai. That money is for the setting where the catering was done, the drinks, the food.
Let's remember that the drinks and food are, let's say, all you can eat. You come there, at least in previous years, you eat as much as you want, drink as much as you want. I mean, you can even go overboard.
So, the thing about the €130 is, yes, it's a lot. It's not a small amount, obviously, and we know that, but it's not like it's €130 every week. It's not a subscription, it's an event, and as such, in my opinion, saying €130 is a lot without knowing or thinking about the whole machine behind it. Trust me, it's not constructive criticism. It's not something to make it exclusive. On the contrary, it's to provide a package of services. Gadgets, full admission, drinks, food. Because then, let's be honest, okay, you spend €30, then you're under the blazing sun and you drink 10 drinks. Because the entrance is from 4 to 10 in the evening, how much could you spend? Or on an average night at the club?
How much money can you spend? You get a table.
So it's all very relative. This question.
Then last year's allocation, the castle. Now I don't remember the exact amount, but for 2 days, we're over €20,000 just for renting the location.
Exactly.
Do the math, 500, 600 people.
Yeah, I mean, do the division and then organize the catering, organize the drinks. The people you need, the people at the stands selling gadgets or other things, or the hostesses who tell you to go this way or that way, you know.
All this is the price for Saturday. On Sunday, you have to multiply the price.
Of course, yes.
Yes, because anyway, we had 3 Michelin stars, which we'll probably have this year too. Now we have to wait and see.
which anyway was always born from passion because this 3 Michelin star chef is originally from here in Susegana, just a kilometer from here. And for him it was a dream to come back home to cook. We gave him a location, we gave him motivation, and together we decided to do what you also saw in the video.
Obviously it's a lot of money, but if you want to have an experience that you'll remember anyway, this year we'll probably follow the same path. I mean, this price on Saturday and this price on Sunday.
We'll adjust it based on the type of service we can offer. A lot of service costs little. Fewer things will be done, especially sleeves, and that's intentional. I wanted to address the issue about the 130, thanks for asking.
Are you sticking to the initial budget? Has it already gone out the window? For now, I'm sticking to it, unless something unexpected comes up.
The big bodywork jobs will take it up again, but let's say if it's not. The big question mark was really, what condition is the car in? There are needs, but it's behaving well.
I'm using it often. So, question number 8, was the M4 better? It's not a question, I mean, was the M4 better, period. The M4 was better in almost every way. More powerful, higher performance, stunning from the front, the back, and the side. It doesn't have a flaw. Taken to the Nürburgring, beautiful. It had a big problem I've been dealing with for about 12 years. The car tax and super tax. It's been 12 years that I've been over the 250 horsepower threshold. Also well over it, and I'm honestly fed up with giving all this money to the state.
You rolled up your sleeves for this question, but they were already up.
I'm fed up with spending everything every year. Even if I can afford it, it's not like I'm saying I can't afford it. And I end up broke at the end of the month.
But why do I have to throw it away? If it's right, this is a fair reasoning. You were paying for the super tax. So perfect, the tax?
Super tax. A total of 3,200 euros because it was over 5 years old. You have a car that even if you don't use it, you know that.
Sorry, I don't want to jinx you, but on average, that's 3,000 euros a year. Over 10 years, that's 30,000 euros wasted.
Exactly, plus insurance, which for an M4 costs a lot, plus maintenance. Well, you factor that in and that's not a problem. Compared to one like this that you can keep in the garage, it basically costs you nothing, even if you don't use it. Wow. Historic insurance is 200 euros a year. There's no road tax because after 30 years, the super tax doesn't exist.
It's a lever, it's an economic lever, besides the fact that you can make it RVb, which, if you think about it, in the end, you're grateful for the RVb. I mean, I make myself the Arc of Time.
I take a trip across the ocean every year. Exactly. If I can have a nice car, okay, but I don't want it to weigh on me, not so much financially, but mentally, because just the thought, I have to do the F24 for the Super, and then on top of that, paid the F24, everything was in order, even for the Golf R 310 horsepower that I had some time ago. After 34 years, you get a letter from the revenue agency saying, look, you paid 1 month late, which never actually happened, and now you have to pay these 200 euros, okay?
Who even remembers when you paid that? You just pay it.
But no, I've always paid them correctly. The problem is, do you pay 200 euros and keep quiet, or do you appeal? I'm spending a lot, basically giving money away, and you still bother me. One last question, but
when are the really bad ones coming?
Hey, no, these are, but there's too much of an audience. I've been too nice. If you have more questions, we'll make more videos like this in the future. So we'll answer both bad and good stuff. Where do you find the money to make an RVb? How do you earn? It's actually a crappy question. Someone who doesn't know me might ask, but this guy who buys cars for 70,000 euros, where does he get the money? Well, it's simple. There's a lot of money from YouTube, from social media, from socials. Of course, by now you see all the YouTubers with Porsche, Ferrari, Lamborghini, so why not me too? No guys, I make little to nothing from social media. I do some collaborations too, because anyway. And well, earning something is always good, but I don't have time to seriously sit down and make 1 or 2 videos a week and turn this into an actual job, and honestly, I don't even want to.
Where do you make your money, man? Here. I've been busting my ass for years because now you need to know. Well, since I was 16 years old, he's been working on Saturdays, Sundays, Christmas, New Year's, all the holidays. He's always there working. So where do you make money? You make money like everyone else by working hard and busting your ass.
I don't really show it much on social media, but that's because I'm not interested. That's just a job and I want to keep it separate. I have a pizzeria that my parents opened 35 years ago, and now I'm 34. So I've been working there since I started at 14 years old behind the counter, and now I still do.
And so from there, But it's not like just because it's his, he doesn't work there. I know it because I see him and I'm around him. I mean, he's there. And from 4:30 in the afternoon until X at night, I repeat, including holidays. For goodness sake, there are many people who live this way, but it's not like they're stealing anything. They have the fruit of what they do.
No, there are fewer and fewer people doing these jobs, and that's how the world goes, because by now people are used to seeing others working online too. Agiata went from 0 to 3 million in revenue in 2 years. In the meantime, they're just a small part, and maybe it's better to just take a wild guess. 400,000 euros in revenue per year for 35 years is not the same as making 3 million or 2 million per year for 3 years. So do the math.
Anyway, it's the fruit of hard work.
Anyway, it's a pizzeria. In fact, if you want to come visit me, I'd be happy to greet you. I've never spent a New Year's Eve without working, a Christmas without working, or any holiday. I'm always there, so I'm not really present at gatherings, especially because of Saturdays and Sundays.
At the RVb event, I remember at a certain point I had to leave because I had to go to work. That's how she earns money.
You're a good guy. I don't know if I'm one of the few who does it, who works a normal job, let's say, but oh well. Anyway, I also have a value-added tax number open, besides for social media. Of course, I don't make millions, but I'm not interested in that either. Basically, I make something. If you see any sponsored videos, it's because they offered and I accepted. Actually, you'll see one soon about Volvo and the X30, damn it. So, alright, last question.
Come on, then we'll go eat.
A statement. Okay.
We'll take it as it comes.
Why are you wasting money to put on fenders? With rivets, silicone, better to do a proper job without joints. I'll answer first. I prefer the wheel arch with rivets. He likes the screws, they make sense, exactly like a rough RVb style to it, and I like them. I'm not saying I prefer them. Maybe a widening done without joints, without anything showing. Oh, but aesthetically I like them.
I'm trying not to swear when it's my turn to explain this.
It's better to do a serious job without seams, but better for whom? Better for you who are watching, better for me, so better for whom? I mean, I decided to do this. I decided to throw my money into rivets and silicone. Why should you care? You're not the one who has to use the car afterwards. I'm the one who uses it.
You like red, you like white, you like black. These are facts. I mean, they're personal things. It's like saying you smell like crap, but it's your own scent, you know? But then you can even keep these things to yourself. I mean, it's better for you, it's better. We've definitely already done bodywork with widenings without screws and rivets. And personally, there's no comparison. I mean, I prefer this 100 times over, but that's just my taste, yeah. But first of all, for one reason, because this stuff here is irreversible. I mean, even if you try hard, you can't go back to the original. And that's where you need to go before asking a question like this. Maybe we should make a nice tutorial about what RVb is. I mean, why RVb was created. Why it's cut, why the wiring is severed, isolated, why certain things are done so they can't be restored because we're both dads. So do something about it. When you have a daughter or when you have a child, you know that your life from that moment on is like that. The side of the car cut and modified is exactly like this. Here there's something new, born from a passion, just like a daughter. Period. So, if you like it, fine. If you don't like it, fine. But if you know where it comes from its roots, there's one thing you basically have to do, and that's respect it, period. That's where the discussion ends. Then silicone isn't silicone. They're not rivets. That's another thing. Okay, we'll explain it another time, but what you need to do is learn. Do your research and then say, okay, I don't like it, but I respect other people's work, how it's done, and the philosophy behind it.
You always have to be involved, maybe, to know and understand. So from the outside, it might just look like someone comes in, cuts, and leaves.
There's a whole world behind it. What is this? Also, because anyway, what many people don't know and maybe have seen in some of our videos is that before he cuts, he prepares. He wants to see the car, which will also be for you. The car will be parked. He wants to see the kit. He sits down, looks, thinks, because there's a thought behind it. And then anyway, every build, even if the car may seem the same in the end, you know that the bases are never the same, even if the car is the same. So he also has the thing of painting some parts on site, which we also did at the castle, and it's because he decides to do it this way, whether people like it or not. But it's the inspiration of an artist who is creating something new from a passion he has.
That they're not perfect is normal. It's something made, let's say, by hand.
And no matter how much effort you put in or how many you make, there will always be something to criticize. I was expecting a question about the tow hook.
Criticism is also part of everything. I mean, a lot of people, in my opinion, see that something is heavily criticized and tend to criticize it themselves, maybe even without really knowing why. You're invited if you can make it when the event happens. We've already discussed the event price, though I can't recall if it was in this or another video.
No, in this video here, the topic of event price is
If you want, there will be the event, come and see it, or stop by the pizzeria when it's over.
Stop for 10 minutes and watch it.
You watch it, I won't call the police, I won't call anyone, you just watch it.
And then you decide if you like them.
Still, you decide you don't have to do it yourselves.
Another thing to say is that seeing it on social media or in an edited video is different from seeing it live. But seeing it live, I mean from when the car is original to when the car is finished, going through all the processes and the time it takes. In my opinion, it gives you a better idea of what's behind it. So for obvious reasons, maybe you don't spend 14 hours looking at it. But I assure you that would be the only real way to show what it is. What's behind building these cars? Being present and seeing the details, since many people just say cut and rivet, as that's all you see from the outside. But there are so many things, so many little gems that are worth appreciating, but they're not, let's say, interesting on video, so you don't see them there.
The most basic thing is the covering of the cut, which during the event is put over the wheel arch, but it's afterwards when the car returns to the workshop that everything gets sealed.
Exactly inside.
Cut, because otherwise obviously it does
rust, of course.
That is never shown, and maybe we'll show it after the event.
It's something you do, and rightly so.
You think, damn, you put it on and then when it rains everything gets wet.
No, there are some things that people don't always find out about, partly because they don't really make a splash in the video, so you think, well, why should I show someone applying silicone inside the wheel arch? So it's hard to get all the information across. Then,
if someone wants to cover the cut with silicone or whatever, they don't have to do it. I mean, it's not mandatory, but still.
Yes, obviously. I mean, it's not mandatory.
I mean, the machine is yours.
You decide, I just want to say one last thing, otherwise we'll go on forever. For those who are curious, go check out the first RVb in Japan, if you can find any videos. We can also talk about how they're built and how they're treated, because over there it's really something. Cut, sew, hole, split, change, I mean rough. Over there, they're completely raw machines in the room. And it comes from there, from that thing over there. We've made them a bit more bourgeois, but it comes from a completely street culture. So this thing here, if you have curiosity or passion for these things, RVb Japan, 2000s, 2010s, do you see these things? Even that one by Nakai Stella Artois, you can see that aesthetically it's not exactly perfect. It's not perfect even from the start, but from there everything turned out well.
Gentlemen, I invite you, I'm done drinking, to leave a like and subscribe. Next week we're going to Turin to make the wheels hype points get hyped, and I show them to you just because. First. And after.
Go ahead.
Roberta, what do you think? If you have other questions, ask them. Goodbye.
All right, kisses and regards.